another episode of On the Streets. And we're here for Voodoo Fest. Yeah, it's Voodoo Fest weekend in New Orleans. It's a big music festival that, if I was put on a scale of festivals I'd want to work, be the last one. It truly is. It's a Demon Fest is what I call it. Demon Fest. And it's one of the cheapest crowds in the world because it's mainly made up of college kids. So very leftist, extremely leftist. It's a very hard weekend to work. Very hostile, very stupid, and very slow, which of course means I work my ass off for practically nothing. So if you'd like to help and fill in some voids there, that would be greatly appreciated. So I just put the whole week, all of Saturday together. I just get ahead and, because it was probably one of the slower Saturdays I've had, even there were like a gazillion people walking around. So I just, and none of the conversation lasted very long. There's a lot of walkers and gawkers, as I call them. So I just went ahead and strung all the conversations that I could put together in chronological order as they happened. Now they were probably about another half dozen conversations I had that didn't, for one other reason, technical difficulties, or I just didn't have the camera on, or yeah, pardon me. It happened too quick. They didn't get them. In particular, one of the first ones was right at the beginning. A group of 12 black ladies came up, and they were all about Trump. They were a church group, and I just didn't have the cameras on. I didn't even have them up. But, they were pretty cool. Anyway, that's the kind of stuff that you're going to see what a badass day is like. This is a badass day, and now today's being Sunday, so you're going to see another badass day, because I'm going to string that together in the next video. So it'll turn out to be a badass weekend, and you'll get to witness it. Aren't you lucky? So, the routine on this. If you like, you like. If you care, you share. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And if you have already subscribed, hit the subscribe button again, because they are censoring the hell out of us. Just to gab down, right? So the big purge is on, and all we can do is keep on fighting back, fight. And I keep on threatening to go over to, what is it, Brighton? I have an account there, and I'm going to have to start posting over there, because if I can get around to getting the finding of the time. So, but at any rate, that's where that's at. Yeah, so, do support me. Go to my site. I got the buttons there, and I got the GoFundMe and the Patreon. That's nice. If you can just budget, $5 or $10 a month to throw my way, it'd be real nice. But again, I really get a kick out of it when people buy my stuff. So I wish you would. Go get something, would you? So anyway, let's get to this. I'm going to be butting in between each episode here. So. Let's get this rolling. Let's get on the streets here and show you what it's like in a badass day in New Orleans.
I do more than that, but yeah, that's a big one for me.
Really?
Only Republicans won't work for a Democrat, never will. And
what
so this
exactly does a political marketer do?
I give them an online presence. A presence online so that people can relate to them, kind of like social media. They don't do their own social media accounts like Trump does, and most likely he may not do all of his social media. So it's creating an online presence for politicians.
Is this sounds like maybe a new field or something?
It's completely like up and coming. It's the traditional marketing, but then politicians are seeing that there's more and more political parties getting online and people getting their information from online.
Oh,
So
well, yeah.
say you're a senator and a lot of people don't even know who their senator is. So if you create this online presence for them and you start interacting with people, then they'll start to know who you are, more or less voting on you based off of the fact that they now know who you are. Before it was just a name.
Now, how does this work? Is it, in other words, so they're not real. The senator obviously wouldn't be on there, so surrogates or bots or answering
it's
the
not bots, it's actual people. Like it would be me that's, a representative for him. I'm the face of the senator,
All right, so it'd be like an aide when you call up the office and you ask them a question, or they...
Correct, but most people wouldn't know that. You would know that now because that's the back end secret. It's basically like they're not actually doing it. But like say a lifeguard rescues somebody on the beach. Well, the senator wants to put it in his headline saying, thank you so much for your duty in rescuing blah, 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 blah. So then you post that on his social media accounts and stuff, and it's like it's coming from him. It's more genuine. You get it? Just giving them a presence and making them... And certain things, he'll call you up and say, I need you to post this, or events that he's doing and things like that. But, yeah. So you're the face of a politician, basically, online.
Now, there's already... I've been trying to find out how to... old guy like me, I'm trying to find out everything. What the hell's going on with this tech thing? But even marketing myself, people now, they market themselves. But this sounds like a specialization of that.
Yeah, it's like, it's got to be, there's a lot of analytics to it, and you have to really, it's calculated, timing calculations, and then sharing it, getting other people to share it, tagging certain people in the post so that their friends will see it. So it's very calculated. It's not just putting it online and letting it go, So same thing with Instagram. You post something on Instagram, they're not just going to find it. You have to help people find you.
So how do you get your client? How do you get your clients? Do you...
Once you are in with one politician and then somebody else calls them and says, listen, how'd you do your online, because everybody follows everybody. So like, wow, your online presence is amazing, blah, blah, blah. Who do you use? And then it's all referral.
Could you help me?
Sure, what do you need?
I need.
You got an Instagram and all that?
Well, my problem, they shadow ban me because of my work. What I do out here is,
right.
Obviously.
You just need an Instagram account, and you need to take pictures with people, and you need to.
Well, I got that. I got the, I got a YouTube channel that.
Okay, so you gave me that card. I'll look you up. I'll find you. I'll shoot you an email.
They won't allow me to get more than 10,000 subscribers. I'll get right up to 10,000.
On Instagram or on YouTube?
On YouTube.
Well, because they're Republicans, or they're Democrats.
I know.
So, right, they're in control right now. Google, Facebook, everybody. So.
I know.
We'll win.
And you can
we'll
go.
Get it.
So you only do Republicans, huh?
I only do Republican. Yeah, because it's only what I believe in.
Now, are there Democratic people like you?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, but we're not doing anything. We're not doing anything illegal. We're not doing anything that's going to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we're not doing like Google's doing, like where they're like they're not showing other people's posts because it's not what they believe in. I just personally choose to only do Republican because how can I put a Democrat on my news feed and post about what they believe in if I don't believe in that?
Exactly.
So, yeah, I only will post what I believe in.
Of course.
Yeah, so same thing with you. You're only going to do what you believe in.
Yes, like an honest too.
Yes. Well, it was very nice meeting you.
Oh, my pleasure.
Take care.
Thank you very much. God bless. How you doing, folks?
Good, ma'am. How you doing?
All right. Why don't you stand on that side of Donald? Like you stand on that side of Donald, and this will get you kicked off of Facebook.
Yes. Just takes care of her like mine.
All right, let's get the two of you just with Donald. You stand right there.
Thank you.
Okay.
Rock her, I'm up.
All right.
Your sister alone.
Ready? Mega.
Hey.
Mega.
Heard they call the guy Mega fan.
Yeah, you put a tip in there, didn't you?
No.
Hold on, I got a tip in there for me too.
Here's a get out of jail free card from Hillary Clinton for you.
We appreciate
This
it.
is good for any crime in the world.
Right.
Problem is you got to identify yourself as Hillary.
You get a lot of lovers or haters over here.
Oh, lovers.
Good.
Overwhelming. Overwhelming so.
Good. That makes me happy to hear.
Yeah, overwhelming so. I just had a whole group of black ladies came by, the church ladies. They're all about Trump. All for him.
That's fabulous. That's what we need.
I know. I mean, that's what I poop out here every day. I got a YouTube channel on the back of this car.
All right, I'll like it.
And check it out. I mean, you can see. I mean, I'm out here every day talking to people.
Yeah, that's true. You get a real pulse.
Yeah,
I love it.
And it's across the board. I mean,
it's everybody. That's good.
All right, good job.
All right, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much. I'll follow your YouTube channel.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's cool.
This one's really going to twist your nuts. This young kid comes up, junior high school, and we get to talking. I'm trying to draw him out. He came up and he started, you know, he asked me my opinion on things. So I said, okay, let's run with this and see where he's going. And nice kid, you know, seems to be on the right path. So he's asking questions and asking a few questions and trying to get him in a conversation. And then some other people come up and we started getting there. And then, of course, along comes the cuck. This absolutely dumb with a dirt liberal. And oh, God. I mean, she was so stunned, she put me off. It kind of stunned me what she was saying. Then I caught on to what she was saying. I was going, what? Because the question I have up for the day was why should we let people into the country that are burning the American flag? And when you hear her answer, you're going to, like, your jaw's going to drop. And then, of course, what does she do at the end? And this is the stunning part. When I asked her, well, what would she do? She says, well, I would take people in and talk to them and you know, like, work things out. And right after that, when I try to engage her in a conversation, she wouldn't talk, calls me a racist, and walks away. Now, mind you, this is while I was talking to this black kid. So, anyway, this is a cuck personified, and just one of many I had to put up with this weekend. So, here you go. Enjoy this torture.
What do you do down there? What do you do?
I'm a high school.
Oh, yeah, still in school?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm glad to see you got an interest in things, man.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna join the military when I get older. So.
Good. So you're gonna work for me?
Yes, sir. I will.
Well, good. We'll be on the same team. I like that. How much for the senior?
Junior.
Junior? Okay. What branch? What branch you gonna join?
I don't know yet. Navy or Army.
Any specialty you thinking of, or you just get it?
Computer science.
So what do you think is going on, man? How do you like what's going on?
Well, it's kind of like this. I'm a big constitutionalist. So,
are they teaching that in the school? I mean, are they going into civics big in school, or are they good? Glad to hear that.
We actually have to, I think for my ACE exam, or not ACE exam, my AP exam, we have to actually know at least half of the entire Constitution. Like half of all the different amendments.
Very good. Is this a public school that they go to? They're doing that good. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. That's a good thing. Because I hear a lot of things about the school these days. Some of them good, some of them real bad.
Yeah. A lot of them.
Yeah. All right, you guys getting kicked out of school because they wear a Trump shirt, things like that. You know, it's stupid stuff. Like, what the hell? What you doing down? Just here with the family goofing off?
Yes. We came to actually go to a church conference.
Ah, wonderful. You are on the right path. You got all the good things going. That's very good. I met several people that are here with the church groups today. It's good. It's a good thing. This is a good book. You want to read this one. Put this on your curriculum. This will help you out. Both, right? This is Omega Dynamics, equipping warrior class of Christians for the days ahead. This is done by a guy who's a former Marine Corps. police officer, firefighter, and paramedic.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So, how did you come into existence? I always wanted to ask you that. Did you just like one day wake up and you were just Uncle Sam, or did you get like made in a lab, or do you get super powered from like flags and stuff?
Thank you, sir. Well, I just, I've always been political, looked at things, and I'm a political satirical cartoonist. And I figured it'd be a good idea, just take it to the streets. Let's talk to the people, because when you go in the military, one of the first things you're going to find out is if you don't control the streets, you don't control anything.
Because that's something that my ROTC, the ROTC I'm in my high school, that's something that they said was that the most important battleground isn't fought overseas, it isn't fought in Iraq. He said it's fought in the home, because it doesn't matter if the people hate each other if we hate the people over there, if we hate each other more in this country, then we're not going to be able to fight together. So,
yeah. You got to always remain vigilant. The fight's here, the fight's everywhere. It's always, you always have to fight for that freedom. Because there's always people trying to take it away from us. Always. Here, there, everywhere. It's been a hard-fought battle since man came into existence.
I can give you a reason, sir. It's called the Constitution.
What's about the Constitution? Explain that to me.
Freedom of speech. Have you heard of that?
No, excuse me. Explain. Yeah, I know, but what are you saying? You don't make any sense. I'm telling you, give me a reason why people that are burning our flag should be allowed into this country.
Because our Constitution allows people to express their views freely, whether they're a citizen or not.
But they're waving their own flag and they're burning our... What?
Why do you care?
Because it's our... Why should we let people that hate us in? Would you let someone that hated you into your door?
Yes, I would try to have a conversation with them like I'm having a conversation with you.
No, you came up and made your statement, and now you're virtual signaling me.
You're an intolerant racist.
And now you don't even know me, lady.
I know what you say. Your views are racist.
And you're an idiot. You really are. You're a moron.
Excuse me, sir.
You really are. You're a moron.
Come back. I want to shake your hand.
Right,
I'm with you 110, 50%, 200%. It's all true.
Yeah.
It's all true.
Yeah, that lady doesn't know what the hell she's talking about.
They're trying to turn this country into a socialist country.
I know. Yeah. Well, why would we let people into this country that do not like us?
Yeah, it's okay if she agrees to take them to her house and take care of them.
Yeah, that's right.
Me, I want to take care of our veterans, our homeless children, our elderly here in this country that are Americans first.
As long as we got homeless veterans on the street and homeless Americans on the street,
that's right.
I don't see why.
There are children going hungry.
Yeah.
They're Americans. They live here. I'm sorry, you can't come here until we take care of our own first.
Thank you. Here, have a get out of jail free card from Hillary Clinton. Good for any crime in the world. Here you go, bro. Okay, you noticed how that cuck husband he's got to live with that thing. Can you imagine? Oh, that poor son of a bitch. At any rate, this next one is 180 degrees the other direction. These three just grew up dead, gorgeous Canadian nurses come by. And I engaged them in a conversation. I tried to keep these beauties around as long as I could. I actually had a conversation about maybe 5 minutes before I turned on the camera. They kept on hanging out, so I said, okay. But they were right in tune, just right in tune. And man, I tell you what, guys, we do have the best women. And when you look at the idiots that the left has, and then you look at these three beautiful examples, ooh, baby. At any rate, enjoy this one as much as I did. As much as this. I mean, this from the fact that you can't. The news is there to keep the truth from you.
Yeah.
right? Rather than the best they're going to do is tell you half truths.
Yeah.
So, and you know, the school system. I mean, the curriculum comes from the state.
Yeah.
Well, the state doesn't want a bunch of smart people running around. They get to figure out that these guys are crooks.
They just want sheep.
Yeah.
They just want sheep.
Like I said, cut the fat.
Yeah.
It's gonna get me ahead. Good on me.
A good old free enterprise, free market, you know, go for it kind of deal. I mean, and that's the things you got. The poor thing you got about Canada is the fact that, I mean, you're giving somebody else your money, and then they
trusting them to spend it wisely.
Yeah, better than you can.
Exactly.
Indeed. What do you guys do up there? What do you do in Canada?
We're all nurses. We're all nurses.
Oh, well, a tip of the hat.
Leading us dry.
Jeez, I know. God.
Just loving it.
And it could, I mean, that's a profession you can't do, because I mean, they're going to get rich doing it, especially up there.
No, I know.
You really, and even here, you know, but I mean, that's a calling. You really want to help people.
Oh yeah.
You know, like being a teacher. I mean, they don't pay teachers squat.
Oh,
so you don't.
Our teachers are they do too well.
Do they really?
Yeah, they do well.
Yeah.
They get paid summers off. So what's that? 3 months off.
At least 3 or 4.
At least 3 months off. They do very, very well in Canada, but in the U.S. they don't do well. And like cops in Canada, they make more than us. But in the States, they don't do well.
No, this is all starting. See, that makes sense too. I assume now the teachers there are state teachers, basically.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, it's the idea of like go along with the curriculum, keep them dumb, Here, have some pot. Let me light that for you. You know.
Stop thinking.
Yeah. And they do. They want to sleepwalk us into our own prisons.
Oh yeah, for sure.
God bless you guys, man. You make me want to go get sick so I can see more of it. Holy mackerel! I can't help myself. I'm just an old flirt. You're a pretty girl, and I just melt. So yeah, I don't know. It's going to get real interesting what happens in the midterms. I think you guys got a problem up there with immigration too, because
but nobody likes to talk about it.
Come in. He's waiting for you.
Maybe we could send this caravan just straight up there.
No. You know what? If Trump was smart, he'd just say just Canada, just take all of it. And we would.
I know. We would. Trudeau would be like, okay, all right, let's do it. It's terrible.
He will open that door.
Yeah.
He treats them better than half of us.
Yeah.
You know, you see what I'm asking people, right? Why should we let people into this country that are carrying their flag and burning ours? A woman come along just a little while ago, and because it's free speech.
It's free.
Like taking down like this.
What?
What does that have to do with that?
That's the face I had. That's exactly what I said. What the hell are you talking about? What do you mean it's free speech?
To do with them burning people's flags?
I know. I mean, the only thing that's missing with these guys is they're not carrying rifles and uniforms.
Oh, I know.
Other than that, there's a caravan. This is an invading army when they're doing this with their own flags and burning yours.
I know, taking down statues, like football players kneeling.
It's heartbreaking. I can't even read about it.
But it's not flying. The only people that are believing it are the ones that have IQs, of a room temperature.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is, like, the average football player, their IQ is, like, below average.
I'm sorry, but it's true.
And then they're trying to, like, represent their country, being like, no, we should kneel down. Like, what's happening in the world isn't good, like, in the United States. But they don't understand, like, look at the third world countries, what they have.
Yeah.
Like, we should be respecting our United States flag and the people who fought for it.
And to kneel, it's just like slap in the face.
It's generic, disrespectful.
The people who have just fought so hard.
If you want to be relevant, you make so much money. Do it outside, like on the Sunday that you're not playing.
Yeah, I mean, go to work. Next time you guys go to work, just before you go to the shift, go, excuse me.
Yeah.
But if you guys would all get on your knees, I got some bitch here. I'd see how far you'd last.
I know. Yeah, I know. That's the thing.
Yeah, I know. But dude, it's not flying. Again, it's not flying. Most people, sane people don't buying this shit. That's why they're losing. You understand, again, against all odds, you got in. So it can happen in Canada, too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, don't tell me you're not the only, I mean, you're the only 3 up there. Please don't say that.
Yeah.
There's others like you. Please tell me.
Yes, there are.
Not our age, though.
No, not our
Like
age.
believe anything in the Bulletproof Vest Fund. It's always appreciated. I have a ball doing this. I do. I mean, check out my YouTube channel.
We will.
And you see some of the conversations. I got over 1,100 videos.
Yeah.
I've talked to every kind of situation out here. It's been great.
I'm going to check it out.
We'll be around.
And you know about Frenchman Street, of course. You've heard about that.
Yeah. We'll cabin
You probably hit that the last time you were here.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll do it again.
And of course, you spent about 10 minutes on Bourbon Street and went,
They got huge ass beers there.
oh God, as I said, oh God, okay. Don't make me jealous. I want to hang out with you. All right, guys, that was wonderful meeting you.
Yeah, you too. We'll be around.
I hope so. I don't want you to leave now. I'm trying to figure out what else can I do or say. Keep you here. Oh, I'm not feeling too well. Wait a sec. Oh, wait. I think it's my heart. Nurse! Wait, I got a fever. My pulse is racing. Hear it? Told you they were gorgeous. This next guy comes up. He's in tune. He's real in tune. He's right there. He's a patriot. And he goes right into Tommy Robinson. He saw my Tommy Robinson poster, so he has some pretty good perspectives here. So, let's drop in on this patriot here. Is a good one.
The show gets better by the day.
What do you make of that? Do you think, there's something weird about this thing.
It's all psyop. It's all staged.
Is that what you think it is?
Sure. I don't know who's falling for it anymore, though.
Yeah, okay.
Less and less people are.
Okay. I'm just wondering, I want to see where the... Oh, yeah, thank you.
That's what I got to tell you about. We talked about him a little bit, but some new developments come out about that. That's what I got to talk to you about.
Yeah, I think he's sometime next week. They're going to retry him.
Yeah.
I heard.
He was on Alex Jones the other day, and they were talking about how the state of morale in the United Kingdom military forces is so bad right now. Like, whatever the UK is doing, and the EU wants them to be part of it so bad, they are demoralizing the entire military forces there. And that's all he's pointing out. Their conditions, their rank, nobody moves up unless you're a lesbian or a female or a Muslim. And these kids that are always formed the forces, they're just like, they're getting out of the military. The UK military is being decimated by this political correct bullshit.
If Tommy Robinson ran for prime minister, he'd win right now. I sincerely believe that. I think the people would rise up. Yeah. That's to that revolutionary state. All the guys that are leaving the military, they're like the ones you just talked about with Coco.
Yeah. Places like this, New Orleans is just going to grow as people, they just got to medicate to turn off what's happening. I think as the craziness gets more extreme, this place will just grow and people will just get fucked up.
Well, I was just talking about that with some nurses in Canada, and they were talking about, they just legalized marijuana up there.
Yeah.
And they basically we all agreed. It says, well, it's all part of the plan to keep placating, because they're paying they complain to some, you got to pay through the nose for taxes. The people are going, yeah, but we get to smoke pot. It's like, what the hell?
I'm the most open-minded guy in the world, and my friends can't believe that I'm anti-marijuana legalization. They can't wrap their mind around the reasoning for that. I'm like, you're just trying to hold
I believe you ought to do it. You should have you should do it.
I didn't see you back there, and I said, oh my God, it freaks me out.
You don't like the dog behind like that.
Hey, keep doing what you're doing.
All right, brother. Here's a get-out-of-jail-free card from Hillary Clinton.
Oh, thank you very much.
You want to support me in the back?
Can I get a photo with you?
Sure, man.
Go ahead, man.
Get out of jail. Oh, my phone's fucking. Let me get this one.
Want me to get y'all together?
You got the phone?
There you go. My big mom.
How you doing, dog?
Hey, dog. I'm be good. My check comes through. I'm leaving. I'm leaving on the 20th, going to Alabama for Thanksgiving.
Still writing. Oh, okay.
I need to get out here.
Yeah.
I need to get out. I want to work. I can't work. He's in a bad mood because I asked Kathy. She got my green card. So let me head $20 because the check will come Thursday. I need money back. Go ahead.
All right.
Want me to take you out the whole thing?
Oh, I got it perfect.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, check out my shop. You can get a lot of my designs on apparel.
I'll do it, I promise.
Yeah.
Hey, this guy coming up here, Mr. Cave. Long time in the media. I would have liked to have gotten into talking to this guy a bit more. He seems to know a lot. And of course, knowing about the corruption in the media, it would have been nice to get a little bit more out of him than I did. But I try to keep him around as much as a kid, but he had his kid with him, the family, so you know how it is. It's not like I'm in a studio or anything. But he said he was going to contact me. I don't know. Maybe we'll have some dialogue. Maybe I can get some exposure here through this guy. Who the hell knows? It's nice to know that there's this guy seems to be working in the media and is on the right side of it. So here's Mr. Cave.
Ticket when the black community would vote much higher, like anybody would if they're from their community would. And that's why the polls were all wrong. They're wrong in 2010, 14, 16, and they're going to be wrong.
What capacity are you in the media? What do you do?
You know, all kinds of stuff, mostly advertising and things. And I had an article in the Atlantic in May of 2016 because I knew Trump was going to win the election. And a friend of mine owns it, so he put the article in, even though he hates Trump's guts.
Where can you see some of your stuff other than the Atlantic?
Google, my name is Cave, like a caveman. So Google Cave, the Atlantic, Trump, and the article will come up. You'll find it. And because I thought January 2016 he was going to win. You'll get a kick out of the article.
Now that, I mean, in the media, I mean, no one's believing who can you trust in the media now?
That's perfect. And that's the other thing that works for us. So if you didn't trust me and I told you black was white, you'd sit there and go, this guy's full of shit. So the more they say that, everybody else goes, might be the opposite. So it all works for us.
Now, everything seems to be going digital now. It's going more and more.
That's all I do now.
Is that all you do?
I switched out of legacy media 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's pretty much a dead media right there.
It died the day Craigslist went on. It died because the classified subsidized the rest of the paper. It was like printing money. Are you here a lot?
Whenever the weather permits and God permits.
I'll chat up with you.
It's a get out of jail free card from Hillary Clinton. On the back is my YouTube channel, and you can see that. Yeah. Oh yes, sir.
Sure, Michael. Good to see you, man.
Pleasure.
Hey, next up on the agenda here is some local college kids going to Tulane, and one of the young man there is studying economics, so I brought up Professor Iris Mack. Highly recommend people look her up. She's got a bestseller called A Wall Street Bailout for Main Street, which is the #1 bestseller for wealth management and easy to read for lay people. So I highly recommend it. It's a good quick read, and if you want to get any information on how to build your wealth, this woman knows how to do it. So highly recommend it. And this basically just proves that not all college kids are cucks. This is a nice group of very well put together children. So it's nice to see, especially if they're going to a super liberal college like Tulane. Here they are.
You guys going to school too?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Well, what are you studying?
I'm English.
English? Wonderful. I'm so glad we still speak that.
And German.
And German?
Yeah, yes,
well,
sir.
great. That's your ancestry, I would assume.
No, I'm actually Greek.
Oh, yeah? I can see the Greek in you, too, but, you can read. I don't know if I'm Southern Italy. It's like 57 kinds of varieties of people around over
I used to go to the Greek church here growing up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So you're from here?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Well, originally.
I moved to Lafayette after Katrina.
Right. I love the way you match your clothes with your eyes.
Thank you.
And yourself, young lady?
I actually work at a plastic surgeon's office.
Really? Can you do anything for me?
I can't do anything for myself, so you wouldn't want me to trust. You wouldn't trust me to do.
I mean, you know, because I was thinking about like doing a transition into like a transracial female Filipino. I mean, you know.
Hey, you're allowed to do that nowadays.
I actually talked to a guy last week, and that's what he's doing. I mean, that's right. No. This guy was on Tucker Carlson and everything. He's a local guy here, and he's just. And right now he's going by the name of Jaju, but. Yeah, you got to look it up on my You got to look it up on my YouTube. And then his friend, this guy was a 24-year-old, blonde-haired, pink-haired guy that identified as a transracial, transgender Filipino. His friend, 37-year-old black guy that works here at one of the hotels, married, 3 kids. 2 hours they stood here and we went round and round about everything in the world. And it was hilarious. I mean, these guys, man, I say you guys got to get your own blog. It's like, you know, you're like Lou and Costello here. It's like, great. Yeah, you got to go look it up. It's on the back of this get out of jail free card.
I'll say I love one of these. I love one of these.
Yeah, so indeed, but yeah, it gets all down to finance. That's where it's going. I mean, her specialty now is is energy trading.
Oh wow, really? That's a good one.
That's her latest book. Is to go ahead and translate the terms into layman's terms, so laymen can understand how to go ahead and trade.
Yeah, figure it all out.
Yeah, you know, things like you guys know. She's translating into words we can understand.
Cool, very cool.
I know she'll come out here. And just the first time I met her, she stood here for an hour and gave a class to anybody who'd stop and listen on how Obama had screwed up the economy.
That's cool. She came out here and just chatted?
Yeah, just started. Came, you know, just looked at my work and we got to talking. And you know, I just let her roll, man, because she was like,
"That's cool."
Woohoo! It was great meeting you guys. Go check out my.
Well, we have to go see. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, I got a friend.
We have to go find her.
Yeah,
would it be all right with you if I got one of the locker up stickers?
No, sure.
I was about to say that's gonna look beautiful on my wall at home. I'm gonna put that right in my wallet.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mail one of these to my brother too.
All right. Yeah, pleasure. Go check out my work, and if you like, subscribe. You know.
That's good. I'll say I listen to a lot of podcasts and read a lot, so it's always good to get good more material. I like what you're doing out here. Keep up the good work.
And what was her name again?
My last name Mac Isla.
Iris.
Like the I. Iris.
Thank you.
Mac.
Iris Mac.
Thank you, sir. You have a good one.
All right. Well, before I forget, I want to mention a couple of clips back. There was a little waif that came up. That was Dolores when they wrapped her arms around me. She's an original New Orleans character, and she comes around from time to time, and I just love her to death. She's about as New Orleans character as it can get, and she's a little sweetheart. So one of these times I'm just going to interview her and put her up because she is just too funny. She's a lot of fun. But, all right, this next gang up is from a whistle from Arkansas, and every time I get some from Arkansas, I always ask them if they got any Clinton stories. This guy had a Clinton joke, so, you know, I'll let you laugh at this one, guy.
That question. She goes, well, I can tell you why, because it's free speech.
Move on out then.
Well,
tell her to speak in English.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I was just thinking the other day we was on the road. I said, sure would cost a lot less if they just start printing in English instead of two or three different languages.
I'm telling you. Yeah, I speak to a lot of teachers out here. The problems they're going to, you know, deal with like 15 different languages now, 4 different kinds of bathrooms. Jesus Christ! How do kids learn anything anymore?
You know.
No, well, they don't. That's the good.
I told our grandkids, I said, you know, they're 17, 18. I said, you're going to have to homeschool your kids.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah. Where are you guys from?
Arkansas. Jonesboro, about 75 miles west of Memphis. Northeast Arkansas.
Got any good Clinton stories? Everybody from Arkansas has a good Clinton story, I'm telling you.
None of them are good.
I know.
I can tell you the one about when him and Al Gore, when they first got in, they decided to take a day off and was going to go fishing. And so they go to Arkansas. Man, they didn't catch anything. Didn't catch anything. So Al says, let's go to Tennessee. They go to Tennessee, and he stood there. Al looked around a little bit and unzipped his pants and pulled it out and started dragging across the top of the water, just making a terrible noise. By that time, a big, giant bass jumped up and grabbed him, and he threw it on a bait, and he beat it. He said, okay, Bill, you want to try? He goes, okay, if you won't hit me so hard.
It's too good. Yeah, take one of them. It's a get out of jail free card from Hillary Clinton.
Oh.
Yeah. I got a website on the back, YouTube channel. Go check out. I talk to people out here and film it. You know it gets fun.
I bet it does.
Yeah. But you run across you. Well, enjoy it. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thanks for that story. I think it might be the best Clinton story I've ever heard.
All right. Then we got a guy that's a local guy, carpenter. Contractor carpenter. He's passed by my booth before, but it's first time he ever stopped and talked. And going to the state of construction, how the immigrants coming up have pretty much ruined carpentry. Or trying to make a living out of it, because it's hard to compete when you have all the licenses and whatnot, and they don't. And then right after that, this three people come along who are cucks, and it was getting late in the day, so I was a little exhausted, and they threw me off to begin with. I don't know where they were staying then. I do kind of remember this guy from before, maybe a year ago when he came by. No, I'm not going to go through the trouble looking for the clips, but. Yeah, they were just basic assholes, and if I knew they were assholes to begin with, I might have treated them differently, but as it was, go check out the assholes.
You work on the old houses here?
I do a lot of old houses, yeah, but I do a lot of my work in St. Tammany Parish. We do some here in New Orleans and all, buddy, but it's like the money that we were making. I've been in the construction of Thomas for like 35 years, and but I'm not racist or prejudiced, but the illegals have brought that down. So when I have a business, I had a business.
How are you dealing with that, man?
How you business after Katrina, but they had to pay workers' comp, liability, license, all that kind of stuff. And I'm bidding this a job at $3 a foot. Go back to the people. Oh well, I got somebody to do it for $1.25 for that. Fucking ain't got no licenses or nothing. And that's the reality. But Trump's putting an end to that. But long story short, ISIS. You hear of ISIS anymore?
Right.
I tell people, I was somebody, where is he here, ISIS anymore? So Trump said he's going to take care of all that shit, buddy.
Well, there's a lot of things that these guys here are not reporting on. They don't want a lot of people to know anything. You know that. Well, nobody's getting their news off of the news anymore.
Exactly. That's exactly right now. Right?
Alternative sites.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah.
You ever listen to InfoWars or...
I see you here all the time. But I got to get rolling, bro.
Yeah, all right there, brother. It's a pleasure meeting you.
What was his name again?
Mike.
Mike, okay. Mike. What's my brother's name and all, brother? Yeah, I love you, bud.
All right. Good to talk to you.
A lot of people talking to you?
Oh, yeah. Check out my YouTube channel. You'll see.
Okay.
What I do out here all day is just talk to people. And I tell you, I blow people's minds with, because you know this. This is like the crossroad. Everybody in the world walks by here.
Oh, I know. Well, I did... I helped redo the Le Richelieu Hotel, right at Charters.
Oh, yeah.
I redid it. And, buddy, there's people from all over the world, Australians, Russians, English.
You know that from living here. This is the crossroads of the world I'm talking to right here.
Right.
And so I'm getting opinions from people around the world.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's neat when you meet people all over the world.
About a quarter of my subscribers are from the UK.
Really?
I know.
That's crazy.
I know. That's crazy. And I got them all over the world. I got people that have subscribed from Hong Kong, Australia, Taiwan. I don't think I have Iceland yet. I don't know. But yeah, check it out because I'm talking to them here. If I was working for the CIA and wanted to find out if the propaganda was working on the people, I'd be watching my YouTube channel.
Bullshit. You know, this corporation on American. Look what's happened to Venezuela. You know, those people have to stand. The people in Venezuela have to stand in line to eat breakfast, and by the time they eat breakfast, they got to go to the end of the line to have dinner. It's all in. Well, I forget what the guy's name is. Whatever.
Indeed, it's crazy. All right, brother man.
Take care.
How you doing, guys? Where are you guys from?
Maryland.
Yeah. What is it, family trip?
No, it's a couple trip.
All right, great. What do you do up there? What do you do in Maryland?
Well, I'm a contractor. I'm a government consultant.
For what?
IT. Yeah.
That encompasses just about everything.
Yeah.
IT.
He's trying to be.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he's probably signed that non-disclosure agreement. He can't say shit. You know. What do you guys do? What do you do? I'm
a correctional officer.
A who? Correction officer? Great. Okay, good. So I hope I never see you professionally.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, indeed. So what do you think? What do you think about the rig?
That's pretty cool, man. I think we caught you last time we were here.
Oh, good. How about, what do you think's going to happen with this caravan, man? What do you think that's going to do with that? Now, I'm looking like, you know, this would be a good time for the Army to try out some of those non-lethal weapons they have. You know, the frequency emanators and the microwaves and the sound, just to keep people at bay, you know, to keep it.
I told you.
I mean,
my wife's people think that all of us should be kicked out of the country. That stole this country from her people.
Oh yeah, is that what it was? Come on. You know from the beginning of time this is how it's worked.
Oh yeah.
You know that you can't stop this.
Right.
You can't just go, oh, I'm trying to change human nature overnight. That's not how it works.
But we want to change people's human nature coming up north in the caravan.
Oh yeah. I know.
Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but
yeah.
That's what we'd like to see, is a little bit of humanity.
Oh, indeed.
Wouldn't that be a great, refreshing thing?
Yeah, amen to that. Yeah, I don't know. I just like to see. It's going to be interesting. It's always. I'm so glad he got in. He's made politics so much more interesting. Don't you think?
And asinine. Yeah.
And asinine? 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 I don't give a bat of the ass. I'm looking at the results. Be careful, man. You work for me. All right, this is the last clip today, and it kind of ended on a sour note because two products of our public school system came by, and I don't know, the two of these kids didn't have an IQ room temperature if you put them together, but it was just your basic bullshit, I don't know. It's just like they're the same. It's like the same cookie cutter assholes, I guess, you know. So it's a good. I guess it's a fitting end to a badass day, huh? So you wound up spending a badass day today. Isn't that wonderful? Don't you love what I do? And if you do love what I do, you know, I keep reminding you, I do need support. Been having a lot of breakdowns. Matter of fact, my bike broke down today. I had to get it repaired, so that cost me more money to get that repaired than I made today. So, anything you can do to throw my way is helpful. As you can, I'm wearing my Lock Her Up t-shirt right now, so you can go get one of these and be the first kid on your block to have a Lock Her Up t-shirt. Hey, okay, so anyway, it's fun having you on board. It's even better when you hit that subscribe button or the like button and then share these things. And so from here on out, here we go. Back on the streets one more time.
For as an idiot.
Yes, how's he an idiot?
Idiot.
Tell me why he's an idiot.
He's racist.
How's he a racist?
He don't like black people.
The hell, you know he had at the, do you know who he had at the White House yesterday?
Who?
He had a group of black young Republicans at the White House. A huge group. Huge group. Why would he invite them into the White House if he was racist?
He need to have.
Why would he invite them into the White House if he was racist? Why would he invite Keanu West into the White House if he was racist?
He's racist.
How's he a racist if he's inviting these people into this way? How is it when he's got the lowest black unemployment, 300% increase in black businesses? How does that make him racist?
He's trying to send us back to somewhere we.
Who the hell ever? Who are you listening to? That's the dumbest shit I ever heard, lady. That is really stupid. I mean, that is really stupid. Well, you can't prove that. You cannot show me where that is happening. Show me where that's happening. I'll give you $100 right now. I will give you $100 if you could show me where he ever said that. Show me right now on that phone. I'll give you $100. I'll give you $100 if you can show me that. I'll give it to you. I will give you $100. You're walking away from a short of dollars.
You go up